Hey guys, Gen Z here with my hubby, Jonathan. We are going over the hip bump hub, is what I like to call it, this week. One of the first moves and positions I learned in Jiu Jitsu from close guard. So I just want to take you a few of the most common options that can happen when you're really trying to attempt the hip bump sweep. So I really want to emphasize the fact that I am trying to go for the sweep on all of these options. That's really the only way you're going to get realistic responses from your partner, is by actually trying to go for the sweep, whether it be them pushing back into you or driving back into you or posting their arm. But we want real reactions and responses. So my mission always is to really try and hit the sweep. And if I hit the sweep, great, I get the sweep. I get 2 points for sweep and usually end up right on top into mount, which is 4 points. That's a great 6-point combo in tournament. You know, in training, you're on top, you've got control, top position, it's great. So as I have my partner in close guard here, okay, we're gonna do it from this angle first. So a lot of times, typically, someone's gonna be framing here, right? Framing on the hips, he's got his elbows in. It's very hard for me to just sit up. And something I like to emphasize, obviously, in close guard is we're not just trying to rely on our upper body. I'm always trying to bring my knees to my chest, right? I can't ignore half of my body, right? I'm not just trying to rely on upper body strength, knees to the chest, right? I can come in, start creating angles, doing different things, right? Setting up different attacks. So here, if he's doing a really good job framing and I'm having trouble bringing him in, I'm gonna start swimming under the arm so I can break his posture. Okay, so I'm not gonna swim at the same time. I'm gonna do a crunch on one side and a crunch on the other. Something else to think about, when I'm attacking, I'm very rarely gonna have my head on the mat. If my head is on the mat, it's hard for me to finish a choke. Like, it's a lazy option, right? It's hard for me to like bring him forward and attack. There are times where I might ride my hips up, bring my heels to the mat. Jay loves this option. And heads to the mat and I'm looking behind me. This is really if I feel like they're starting to pressure and open up my guard. Okay, this is giving me more space and some time. But as I'm starting to be more offensive, I want to start bringing him forward and I've got to crunch up. Okay, so it's a big core movement. You're going to work your neck muscles, but I can't be lazy here trying to finish something, right? That's just never going to work. So as I'm here, I'm crunching up. I'm going to swim to one side and then the other, just coming underneath his frames and bringing him forward. Okay, knees to my chest. I'm just kind of framing against his forearms. And now what I'm going to do is go up and over as I open my guard. As I say I open my guard, I'm not just opening it so he can just pass, right? Feet on the mat, there's a nice pinch, but I'm gonna come up and over and shift to my hip, okay? This is giving me momentum. Sometimes if I just come right across, he's gonna meet me and push me back down, okay? So I'm getting away from his frames, I'm coming up, and this helps me build my base to my elbow and then my hand, okay? So I wanna get up to my hand, my fingers behind me. This is a nice stronger post. If my hand's sideways, it's easier for him to push into me. So push into me, Jay. Yep, exactly. If my fingers are straight behind me, it kind of locks out my shoulder. If he tries to push into me, it's way stronger, okay? So from here, I'm gonna bring my heel in as close to my butt as possible. My armpit is over his shoulder. Okay, and we're gonna angle just a little bit. Let's turn this way. Okay, I can either bring my arm down his back, okay, down the center line. I typically prefer to keep my shoulder or my armpit over his shoulder and then come in and hug the elbow. I wanna force him to hug me because that's gonna help me really get the sweep and prevent him from posting. So as I'm here, I've got that foot in close to my heel, or my heel in close to my butt, right? And then my other foot is just kind of neutral on its side. I don't want to stay posted here and then like try and force a sweep semicircle here because I'm going to hurt my ankle. So I just want to keep it on the side. And that's why I like to kind of shrimp to my one butt cheek. Okay. I don't want to take my partner straight back. It's going to probably be met with more resistance and less successful. Also, you can really hurt your partner's ankles and knees, okay, if you take them straight back. So I'm here, I'm gonna come in and look for this elbow. I'm not going to bridge into his hips. That's his strongest point in his base. So I wanna thrust my hips and bridge into his chest. Okay, so I'm gonna come up and I'm coming up high, right? Just like that. Okay, and then I do my nice semicircle, and then I can come up. I can obviously, I wanna control first and foremost, but then I can start setting up many different attacks from here, okay? So, we're here. One more time from a different angle. We're here, right? We're gonna swim, bring them in, I come up. As I start coming up, even if I feel like I can't get that response right away, or he pushes into me a little bit, I'm gonna just go again, right? If there's not like a huge distinct response, sometimes something doesn't always work on the first try. Go for it again. It might take 2 or 3 times, but as soon as I get my hips up to that chest, like bam, you gotta go, right? You can catch them off guard. It's hard for them to catch their balance. And now here, I'm in the mount position, and I can set up all different attacks. So that's our basic hip bump sweep. We're gonna look at, from the hip bump sweep, what happens if they start driving in towards you, okay? So we're gonna look at our guillotine option here. When my partner comes in, we're gonna kind of stay at this little angle here. I swim, everything's the same, right? I bring him towards me, feet on the mat. I come up and over as I shift my hip, build my base up. So here, I'm gonna try and go for my hip bump. He's going to drive into me. As he does that, I've gotta sit my butt back. Okay, I really throw my hips back and my butt back so that my shoulders are forward in front of my hips. Okay, you could see he was even trying to like hold and almost body lock, so I really need to be aggressive with that sit back. So from here now, my legs are open. It's hard for him to push me back because I'm using my chest to kind of drive forward. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap my hand and arm in front of his neck. So if he just postures up for a sec, come in a little bit closer. I'm just circling, right? So my butt's back, chest is forward, and I'm coming around the neck. Okay, this is gonna be a no arm guillotine, just a basic guillotine. So shoulders heavy, I come through. Okay, now one of the biggest things is, we'll just switch this angle. People try and futz with trying to grab their hand, right? So what I wanna do is, as I'm shooting this through, I'm just shooting my hand through. I want my elbow to go underneath his neck if possible, right? That's what I'm gearing towards. But you can see I'm crunching to the side. That's gonna help me shoot my hand through. As I do that, I'm just gonna grab my pinky. Okay, I could tell it's kind of tight already. So as I fall back to my opposite hip as I start making a diamond with my arms. Okay, I'm gonna come in, boom, diamond. I'm gonna close the guard if I can, and then I just stretch back. You might tap them before you even get to close the guard, okay? So just to show that from a different angle, one more time. We'll go on this side. We're gonna swim, boom, come up, boom, he drives in. I shift back, butt back, right away. I start falling to the side, grab the pinky, I keep falling, close the guard, there it is. But I'm gonna squeeze, so I puff my chest, bring my elbows to my body, and I'm gonna do this like oblique crunch, making it super, super tight. Now we're gonna look at our option where somebody really posts. They commit to the post to stop the sweep, right? They don't wanna get swept. I agree, I would do the same thing. But when they do that, they're gonna make their arm more vulnerable for a kimura. We're gonna swim, boom. I'm gonna come up, everything's the same. I'm trying to go for this sweep, and he posts, exactly. He's only gonna post because I'm really trying to sweep him. I can't stress that enough, right? That's what's giving him the actual real response. So from here, what I'm gonna do, this is one that my coach Jeff Serafin shows that I've always loved, but I need to stay attached, okay? So as I stay attached to him, I'm gonna kind of pull him towards me, but I'm gonna swing my butt in this hole, and my hand that is posted is gonna grab his wrist, okay? So I'm gonna kind of like swing around and shift, okay? He's gonna probably typically wanna take his hand out from underneath me so it doesn't get squashed, so I'm gonna let him do that. But from here, now I've got this wedge, okay? So my knee is in nice and close. I don't want this leg to be lazy. He's just gonna pass. My other heel is almost trying to connect to my knee. That's the wedge of his body. We're perpendicular. I'm looking at his ear. His head's in this hole. I've got a nice bite on his back. My other arm, right, is over his shoulder, elbow nice and tight pinning. And then this wrist just kind of pushes his hand up so then I can get a figure 4. What's nice about this, I don't have to lock my legs, but I can definitely kind of steer him, and people are always gonna wanna try and obviously connect their hand to the thigh to prevent the actual kimura finish. So I can use this as distance management, my hamstring. I can push against his hip to separate that and prevent him from gripping. So I need to keep my elbow on his shoulder, because if I don't have pressure on his shoulder, he's gonna posture up. So I'm biting down. I'm now gonna cut the slack out. This is a detail that I think people forget. Often they just wanna, like, you know, strongman the kimura. But I'm gonna bring his elbow to my shoulder. This makes it super tight. And then I don't wanna bring his hand close to his body like this. He's more flexible. I'm gonna bring his hand to the back of his head, just like that, where it's a little bit further away from his back and it makes it super tight. Okay, so one more time. Swim, up, boom. He posts. This is just from a different angle. I'm staying connected. I'm gonna grip, fall this way, and boom. I'm in my wedge. Then I can lock. Don't worry about locking right away. I just wanna push the wrist towards the ceiling so his arm is no longer posted, right? I've got his body controlled. I'm gonna bring the elbow on the shoulder. Then I can connect my figure 4. Cut the slack out, and then bring the wrist to the back of the head, just like that. I'm gonna show you another option when someone might post from the sweep, where we can get to a triangle. So I'm gonna go ahead and swim. Everything's the same. Boom, pinching, coming up, over, and I'm gonna go for my sweep. They post. Maybe I don't feel like I can bring this hand all the way to the wrist and swing over for my kimura option, okay? No problem. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to swim this arm over, grab his neck, and I need to keep my elbow against his chest. I'm not hugging him here. I'm getting this little like frame, right? So now I've switched, and what I'm gonna do is fall back as I bring this leg towards me. So knee to my chest, and then bring him right into the triangle. Okay, we can go into a loose triangle at first, and then I'm gonna grab his head, I'm gonna grab my shin, pivot, create my angle. Now I can get my nice lock, squeeze the knees, and crunch up. Even with the arm out, that was super tight, right? Ideally, we like to bring the arm across for a perfect triangle finish, but you could tell with that angle, it's super, super tight, okay? So one more time. We're here, swim, boom, up, go. I'm gonna pummel, get my elbow in, fall back. Grab the head, I'm gonna pivot, nice and tight. Lock, pinch the knees, crunch up. Hope you guys like it. Thanks so much. Bye.